Hello viewers, welcome to another day of another episodes of Superbrands Bangladesh. I am Nazmul Karim Chowdhury, your host for Superbrands Bangladesh today. I'll be guiding you in the amazing journey of the Superbrands who will be sharing their stories with us. Today, we have 3 brands with us whose journey will be shared. The objectives of the show is to share the journey of the brands who have obtained Superbrands Bangladesh. In the next few episodes, we will also be sharing the glorious journey of the other brands of Bangladesh who have also attained this prestigious accolade. Superbrands, the UK-based independent authority on branding, promotes the discipline of branding and pays tribute to exceptional brands all over the world. Superbrand is a global arbiter for brands which operates in more than 90 countries around the world. Established for more than 27 years, Superbrand has become the biggest success symbol for brands. Superbrands has been successfully publishing a prestigious series of books which identify and pay tribute to the strongest brands in the world. The signature publication of Superbrands Bangladesh shares stories of each superbrand, which is a coveted book for senior executives in advertising, marketing, brand management, and in the media. Superbrands Bangladesh is selected through a process which involves independent and voluntary panels of experts from a range of backgrounds known as the Brand Council. In Bangladesh, Superbrands for the year 2020-2021 were selected by a brand council consisting of eminent brand experts. The objectives of Superbrands Bangladesh is to select brands that have been successful in Bangladesh by virtue of the strong links they have built with their customers. These brands are considered to have excelled in their particular fields and stand out from the average. Superbrands team then engages with the selective brands to finalize the brands who will be recognized as the Superbrands of Bangladesh. Now, I would like to introduce the 3 Superbrands of Bangladesh whose journey we will be sharing here with all of you today. Our first brand is Aphelion Group. Aphelion Group started its journey as a house of ready-made garments engaged in manufacturing and exporting of knit apparels in 1994. It is considered today as one of the biggest conglomerates with substantial establishments of its backward linkage of all kinds of knit garments, textile, wet processing and garments accessories. It has the state-of-the-art vertically integrated garments manufacturing facility which ensures one-stop services to the buyers. Epyllion has established themselves as an important garments manufacturer for a number of renowned brand apparels for Europe, USA and Australia. The company's overseas market includes international brand names such as Marks & Spencer, G-Star, Raw, CNA, H&M, S. Oliver, Cello, Target Australia, Carhartt and Bhuiyan. We also have Shantha Holdings Ltd with us today. Shantha Holdings aspires to weave a unique experience of fine living. It was established in 2005 with a mission to change the lifestyle of city dwellers by providing modern, functional and aesthetic living and working spaces. It develops both residential and commercial projects in selective and prime locations of Dhaka city. Shantha started its journey in 1988 in the ready-made garment sector and became one of the front runners in RMG exports by establishing leading industries such as Shantha Garments Limited, Shantha Industries Limited, Shantha Washworks Limited, GDS Chemicals Limited and Shantha Denims Limited, earning a solid reputation as an important vendor for some of the most renowned apparel brands of USA and Europe. We also have Umbra Technologies Limited. Aamra company started its journey in 1985. With a humble beginning in the apparel and textile technology sector, Aamra has also made a significant contribution to the national tech space over the past 3 decades. Driven by a never-ending passion for innovation, Aamra currently has a strong and successful foothold in ICT and telecom, textile and apparel, F&B and lifestyle services sectors. Now, I would like to welcome our first guest of the day, Mr. Mohammad Sadrul Amin Bhuiyan, General Manager, Supply Chain Department, Aphelion Group. Welcome Sadrul Bhai in our program.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. We also have Mr. Mahmudun Nabi Khan Chowdhury, General Manager, Aamra Networks Limited. Very good to see you, Nabi Bhai.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you. We also have Mr. Shihab Ahmed, Senior General Manager and Head of Sales and Customer Service, Shantha Holdings Ltd. So good to see you, Shihab Bhai.
Same here. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. So my first question to you, Sadrul Bhai, we all know how Epyllion became one of the largest conglomerates in the country and your business is so diversified. Considering that, there are some of the driving factors that have made you and offered you this position. So if you could enlighten us with some of your insights on what are the major driving factors to become one of the largest conglomerates in the country.
Thank you very much. Really good question. আসলে যে কোনো কিছু করার আগে একটা বড় স্বপ্ন দেখতে হয় স্বপ্নটা খুব ইম্পর্ট্যান্ট
জি
so the entrepreneurs or the board has to see a big dream and then have to onboard the right people.
Yes.
Human resource is one of the most important elements for an organization.
Right.
They are actually the driving force of an organization. Along with that, sustainability is one of the key area that one has to have. Talking about sustainability, there are a few elements which is the key driving force that will ensure that sustainability. এর মধ্যে একটা যেটা আমি প্রথমে বলেছি যে efficient human resource, they are actually the main driving force of an organization. If you do not have the right people to run the show, then all these investments এবং আপনার এই facility কিন্তু not going to bring you the ultimate and optimum result. And you have to have basically a very ethical business practice. This is one of the key. Then innovation, then R&D, then newness, adaptability to accommodate the new changes, challenge the challenges.
Right.
Absolutely. তো এই মেন্টালিটিটা অ্যাবসলিউটলি এই মেন্টালিটিটা কিন্তু ড্রাইভিং ফোর্স হিসেবে কাজ করবে
আমাদের নেক্সট প্রশ্ন নবী ভাই আপনার কাছে হাউ ডু ইউ think about the journey since your inception and what are the driving factors to become a success?
Actually, if we look back in 1985, actually, when the company was formed, the vision was like the timing to enrich actually garments factory to automate their system, right?
Absolutely.
So what actually we do, we think in the right time, in the right moment, and right solutions and innovation actually, putting together. And that was the right time to help RMG sector to enhance their technological involvement there.
Right.
Okay. There is a comment like there will not be internet people are talking about because it will be embedded with this.
Yeah.
And IoT, you're talking about like all the devices, actually machine now depending on the internet. Not only us actually,
right.
It's all the machines now dependent on the internet. So
it's artificial intelligence or machine learning, what's happening.
Right, those things coming. So what we are looking at actually, that is actually what is the right time for what the technology, innovation we can introduce and then help the business. Our motto is like, if customer grows, definitely will grow.
Yeah.
So you know, like our slogan is like the we, the power of we, right?
Yeah.
We count on that way actually. Like it is a power of we means all together we want to grow.
Excellent. Now, we will talk more about it. Sure. Shihab bhai, coming to you, when we talk about Shantha on the category, the way you have made an experience of the properties, you have changed the game, right? So if you could enlighten us about some of the insights that you personally have experienced that worked as a driving factors for your success.
Thank you so much for your question. Our main driving factor is the inspiration that we get from our customers and our landowners. Yeah. At the same time, the vision and the mission that we have. So we want to make sure that our country is no less than the other first world countries of the world. Yeah. So we also have international standard buildings, lifestyles that our customers who are they're actually global when they travel here and there in all the countries, facilities that they see, the building that they enjoy, the infrastructure that we actually see outside, we want to bring those into our own country, so that we can also feel proud that yes, we are changing the skyline of the Dhaka city. At the same time, when we see that like people they're happy with the property that they are getting, the good words that they share with us, and when we hand over a property to our customers, when we see their happy faces, that's the most inspiring thing we can ever achieve.
Success.
Yes.
Excellent. Coming back to Sadrul bhai, how do you define that, how supply chain, because it's your area of specialization, that how it is helping Epyllion Group to organize the way it becomes one of the largest conglomerates, if you could.
You talk about manufacturing business. Supply chain is the most important part. And now these days, basically the competition is between supply chain to supply chain, not organization to organization.
Right.
So whoever have an integrated end-to-end supply chain, তারা তত ভালো করবে
অবশ্যই।
and the entire organization কে end-to-end supply chain এর মধ্যে নিয়ে আসতে হবে, and then you have the stakeholders যারা এই supply chain এর মধ্যে value add করবে, একটা value chain create করবে। So through this supply chain, basically from taking the order to delivering to our customer, the entire workflow is integrated. So this is a very, very important একটা area যেটার মাধ্যমে আপনি যত এফিশিয়েন্টলি সাপ্লাই চেইনকে ম্যানেজ করবেন, আপনি সাপ্লাই চেইনকে যত ইফেক্টিভ করতে পারবেন, আপনি তত বেটার ওয়েতে আপনার কাস্টমারকে আপনি সার্ভ করতে পারবেন। So you can ensure,
especially on the pricing side, the efficiency of supply chain.
Absolutely.
Great. Coming back to Nabi bhai, if you could tell us some of your experience that how incremental innovation and disruptive innovation is part of the life of Aamra.
Whenever we are introducing new technologies, new solution, new service to the customer, we always take it as a continuous process of improvements.
Right.
And whenever we feel the difficulties and obstacles coming, we have our alternative teams, we have the R&Ds, so we are continuously working on that, so how we can overcome before it is happening.
So continuous R&D and prototyping is something that that's happening in Aamra.
Okay. And in like ISP, Aamra was the first ISO certified, right? So if you look into it, Aamra is leading in many places.
Thank you. Great answer, Nabi bhai. Shihab bhai, we all know that COVID, that was an unprecedented event, and what happened is where going to a real estate, to a properties, especially if it's a luxury property, being there, be part of that journey is so important in consumers' buying decision. And when COVID started, like when we were hit by COVID, then there were like those things had to stop because of physical distance and the things that we had to follow. What was the survival strategy for brands like Shantha, who is the market leader?
COVID actually gave us that particular feel that we must have a safe home. Actually, if you see the real estate trend in the last 2 years, most of the companies in our industry, they have like sold out all their ready properties that they had in their like inventory. So did us. So actually, in the first couple of months, we were not sure actually how to move on, what we should do. And then we started thinking, no, it's time to actually move on, because construction is something that has to go on. So we started our journey once again, taking all the precautions, and we saw that buyers are also coming to us with a lot of hope. Even not by physically being in the property, a customer can actually go through the website, he can walk around the property, he can see what is going on. And these are the things that we are doing. Virtually, we are very active nowadays.
Excellent. I mean, coming back to Sadrul bhai, how Superbrands or the recognition like Superbrand helps companies like Epyllion?
Everyone loves to be recognized, and Superbrand itself is an independent entity. So firstly, it is giving you a recognition which is internationally acceptable, since they are an international organization, independent organization. Secondly, the challenge, let's say Epyllion got the Superbrand award, and this is not for good. We probably have a timeline, and then we have to compete for the next year as well.
This makes you more compliant.
Absolutely.
In terms of following a strategy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We cannot go beyond that benchmark. So this is how Superbrand is actually helping us to grow and keep the sustainability effort continuously.
Right.
Thirdly, the recognition that the brands got, it is actually giving assurance to the end users as well. Whoever
the loyalty and the trust.
Absolutely,
that we can absolutely believe
exactly.
The products come.
It gives a lot of comfort and trust to the end user. They can just easily go and buy and take their product and service from the recognized super brands.
Great insight, great answer. Coming back to Nabi bhai. Nabi bhai, we all know that we embarked on the 50th years of our independence. How do you feel, or how do you think that this your journey as an Aamra holding would enrich our history and our way forward for the next 50 years?
What we see, the long years of investment of innovations and efforts, right? We can see us like where we are actually. Whether the way we think, the way consumer thinks, right? And there is a third person who is observing in between, like whether we are aligned or not. We are actually serving properly or not. So what I see here, Superbrands, when we got the award, we think like, yeah, okay, we are aligned. So if we look into 50 years of the contribution for this country, right, we can feel like, yeah, we are aligned. So we are in a right direction. So we are okay. So we have to move forward in this way.
Excellent.
So that's the
Aamra.
direction, actually.
Oh, thank you. Coming back to Shihab bhai. How do you relate this particular accolade, and also the activities that you do from Shantha to make yourself as one of the, say, front runner and as an example for other brands?
Yes, you are right. The facilities that we have built, so people has more trust on us that their children are going to our school. They are actually taking services from the hospitals that we have built.
Yeah.
They are like staying in our house. So that's an additional responsibility to make sure their life is getting more comfortable in coming days. If you see our journey, we started with condominium, large condominium, the first two condominium that we call Digonto.
Right.
That was in Poribag. That actually is for the like upper middle class families. Next, we had built another condominium in Iskatan that is also for the upper middle class families, and we have another property in Bonustry. We are having properties in Boshundhara, in Bailey Road, in Dhanmandi, Banani, and other areas. And now even we are having our own gated community coming up, and we are also doing something for the affordable community.
Great. It's a great session, and I'm very happy and very honored to receive all of you here today. And thank you very much for being here today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Thank you, viewers. That would be for today's episode with Aphelion Group, Shantha Holdings, and Aamra Technologies from Superbrands Bangladesh. Hope to see you in the next episode with more brands that are near to us and are the super brands of Bangladesh.